What's up, Royal Spartan Tribe? This is Royal Spartan 125 back for yet another great reaction. This is I have it full screen. Oh, there we go. Mick Foley and Brendon Burns. Good God Almighty, live in Australia. Okay, this was actually requested a while ago as well. I just other things in my life, you know. But here it is, finally, and I hope it's a good one. It should be. I think it's a stand-up. Is it a stand-up? I think it is.
Here, right here in Sydney, Australia. Please welcome to the stage at this time, weighing in at 85 kilos, fighting out of Perth, Western Australia, Edinburgh award-winning comic, Mr. Brendon Burns.
Australian, I work in the UK, and I have to tell you, sir, what an honour and a privilege it is. I'm not the right kind of gay either. Not the kind of, should be allowed to get married, should be allowed to adopt. No, I mean asserting yourself in prison gay. Have you seen him before he pulls the RKO? He looks like he's holding in a sexual assault. Stop raping! You know full well, right, and I mean, Apex Predator. Is that not the gayest nickname?
The Apex Predator. I pray from the Apex.
And my kids are in. Stand up, kids. Stand up. I fucked around on your mum heaps. Stand up, kids. Stand up. Remember that time I passed out on the lawn and my friends had to come in? Stand up, kids. Stand up. And that's the first time I killed a man in a trolley fight. Stand up, kids. Stand up. And that's why I'm not allowed in Puerto Rico anymore. Stand up, kids. Stand up. Your dad's banned from the country. Stand up, kids. That's the first time I fucked an Asian boy. I think it might have been a guy. Stand up, kids. Stand up, I fucked a lady boy. Stand up. It was a particularly big clitoris. I couldn't tell. Stand up, kids. I had to ask, are you spelling Tony with a Y or an I? Stand up, kids. Your dad fucked a she-bell. Stand up. Might be your mum. Stand up, kids. Gave birth to you by shitting you out. Stand up, kids. Sometimes I think the only reason I had children is in case I need new organs. Stand up, kids. Now look around at the non-wrestling fans going, what the fuck? Why is everyone wooing? It isn't the wrestling, dickhead. Come down. So I get that his act is a bit hokey, but at the same time, the only people I hate more than his act is the I Hate Cena guys.
He's alright. He's not like super funny. You know what I mean? But he's alright, yeah. I could get into it. Definitely. I could definitely get into that one. Okay.
Because if you go to WrestleMania, those guys are cunts. They are fucking cunts. They are. I'm sorry, it's not PG, fuck you. My name's on the ticket, do your research before you see a fucking show, people. And they're all there going, Cena sucks, and they're spilling beer on babies, they're bullying families. They were, and I'm like, fellas, and like that, they're buying the I Hate Cena shirts. You know who gets the money from that? John fucking Cena. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're being worked on levels you're failing to comprehend. So I do actually like the guy, and even, you know, like, he had a gospel choir, bring him out, and the gospel choir walks out, and the whole crowd starts booing a choir. Boo! Singing in tune and shit, fucking mental acumen and the kind of inner character it takes to like be there and like not burst into tears and still go out and entertain fans, and they show footage of him making a wish, you know, and there's a dying child crying and thank you so much, and the whole room, boo! I fucking hate that cunt! Boo! And this is a bit of a smart marky sign, I will confess. It says, "Sir, I feel compelled to stress that we are not booing you because of your effective heel psychology. We are booing you, sir, because you are simply awful." I'll be honest with you, I actually wanted to reserve that for Mark Henry, but I couldn't get it on telly.
You know, the weird thing is, I heard John Cena and I was like, oh god, I know that name. Who is that? My memory is Umpire again as being terrible. Now, as soon as the picture came up in the street, I knew who it was. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I like this guy. I think he's funny. But it's hard to get into it because of the camera. You know, because it's obviously taken on a phone or something, or some kind of camera. You know, it's hard to get the hard to, you know, get into it as much. I don't know why.
I can name 4 black guys that played a witch doctor. Are you? See, you don't even know which black guy I mean. That is proof positive that Vince McMahon is testament to what happens when one man has too much power and too much money. Because he's like the Kim Jong-il of the entertainment industry. Do you remember Kim Jong-il, like, he liked that movie and kidnapped the actors and had them reenact it for him in his palace? That's Vince McMahon! He's playing real-life Sims! Hey, let me see if I can get a black guy, dress him up like a witch doctor. That'll be funny. I'm Vince McMahon, damn it! Put the face paint on, pull the face, like he was so offensive with Kamala the Ugandan giant. Going, look, I don't think it's clear enough he's a witch doctor. So let's get a guy called him Papa Shango. Get a skull, right, and have him perform voodoo. That'll be fucking funny. I'm Vince McMahon, kiss my ass. Let me see if I can get a Korean to eat a dog. Come on, eat the dog, Korean. I'm Vince McMahon, you're gonna kiss my ass. The boogeyman? I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you. Ooga booga, ooga booga. Are you fucking kidding me? And I'm at the O2 Arena. It's a packed house, and again, as I said, I reiterate, you want respect.
We're obviously missing some things here because I don't know what he's talking about now. What is he talking about? You know, you feel like you've missed part of the conversation. I don't know.
The wrestling, put on a posh English accent. My friends have labelled this bit the Edwardian heckler of the wrestling, because he's making his way down to the ring, right? And I'm in the front row, and I pick a gap in all the noise, and I yell. Oh, and I also learned in Atlanta, Georgia. Turns out they're not watching with the same level of detachment that we are. Still real to me, damn it! Gun, bacon, faggot! Must stop raping! So he's making his way to the ring. He's stumbling along, right? And I pick a gap and I go, excuse me! Sir! 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 And I should stress, this is back when he apparently couldn't speak and or understand English. And I'm going, excuse me! Sir! 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 Finally, he looks over at me and I go, if I may. Sir, you know how it
wrestling circles, they will often remark that a man is such a brilliant technician, he could have a good match with a broom. You, sir, are the broom! You're a broom, sir! A broom!
Now stay with me on this. Those of you not familiar with the great Khali, he is a 7'2" Indian giant. He has gigantism and he's fucking awful. I mean, he's hard to watch because he's really stumbly. You know, I don't know if any of you like me, when you watch his matches, the only thought going through your head is, your mum's vag must be fucking ruined. I mean, the head alone. Bring our head first. I mean, even feet first. Just ruined, just a gaping fucking hole. She must whistle when she walks.
How you going? I'm Carly's mum.
But please, join me as we welcome to Sydney, the Enmore Theatre.
Stand up out of your chairs and welcome to Sydney, sir. 6-time New York Times bestseller, 3-time WWE champion. Ladies and gentlemen, raise the roof, stand up, and welcome Mick Foley!
Obviously, transition, you comedian. I'm a little bit confused there. I mean, maybe it's just me. Probably it's me. The other guy was funny as hell.
The last thing you see in the WWE as a performer, before you go through that curtain to have your match, is a big sign that says, "Do not go through the Spanish announce table." And that sign is there to remind wrestlers that the guys in the main event may wish to go through that Spanish announce table to give their match a little something extra. As I'm listening to Brendan Burns up here, I'm like, dear God, he's going through the Spanish announce table. So when I have a presenter saying funny stuff, mate, I go, like a kid, you know, like, well, what clips did you see? He goes, saw the one when you went through the table that was on fire. Okay, but what show was it? Because I have occasionally told stories that might be considered humorous surrounding that movie. Because that wasn't a show, WrestleMania. And it dawns on me that this bastard finds that funny. I said, you found that funny? He goes, yeah, funny stuff, mate. He goes, well, I noticed that when you landed on the fire, you put it out.
I don't know if it's the microphone from the camera or what. I find it hard to understand what he's saying. I think it's the microphone. You know, the guy's like a few rows back, obviously. The other guy, I could mostly understand him okay, but this guy, I don't know what it is. I don't think it's him. I think it's the microphone of the camera. Let me know if you're having trouble understanding what he's saying. It's nothing to do with an accent thing. It's not an accent thing.
Sign that says, do not go through the Spanish announce table. And that sign is there to remind wrestlers that the guys in the main event may wish to go through that Spanish announce table to give their match a little something extra. As I'm listening to Brendan Burns up here, I'm like, dear God, he's going through the Spanish announce table. So when I have a presenter saying funny stuff, mate, I go, like a kid, you know, like, well, what clips did you see? He goes, saw the one when you went through the table that was on fire. Okay, but what show was it? Because I have occasionally told stories stories that might be considered humorous surrounding that movie. Because that wasn't a show. WrestleMania. And it dawns on me that this bastard finds that funny. I said, you found that funny? He goes, yeah, funny stuff, mate. He goes, well, I noticed that when you landed on the fire, you put it out. And I said, so you're under the impression that because I was the guy who put the fire out, that I couldn't actually get burned in the process of doing so? He looks at me, no! I realized then he had no soul. Walking out of the interview. For those of you who don't know, who've never experienced WrestleMania, there's so much going on that the WWE will literally erect pup tents backstage. Just because I'm using the word erect and pup tent in the same sentence doesn't necessarily mean what you think it means. So wrestlers gain their composure and get into the mood for the match. So I went into that fully erect pup tent. I listened to the same odd choice of motivational music like 6 times in a row. So that when I emerged from the tent, it was like my eyes were on fire. I was like flying on adrenaline. As I approached my opponent, Edge and his companion Lita, right by that sign that says, do not go through the Spanish announce table, I just reached out and said, I think we should say a prayer for our safety out there tonight. Edge just kind of looked at me. He was probably thinking, you know, maybe you should just say, Edge, maybe we shouldn't do some of that stupid shit we talked about. What he was doing there? I actually went to the emergency room and came back, and road agent Dave Hebner, brother of referee Earl Hebner, the man responsible for screwing Bret Hart in Montreal. He didn't actually screw him, man. Speaking metaphorically. It wasn't like he was behind the hitman going, oh yeah. Screwing you, hitman. You really are the best there is.
Oh, no.
Best there was. The best there ever will be. Dave Evans is my brother. Not because he thought I was his brother, referee Earl Hebner, because that's the way wrestlers talk to each other, brother. You need to call your wife brother. She's very upset about you, brother. So I go out and I pay for the arena's completely empty by then. And I just know I'm going to be showered with sympathy. I put the phone in my ear and I hear my wife say, you can't do this to us anymore. I thought you were dead. The children thought you were dead. And I want you to get on the phone and explain to your daughter. No, it was 3 at the time. Tell her daddy will never make her feel this way again. And I hear my little daughter's voice and she goes, Daddy? And I said, yes. And she said, did it hurt? The Undertaker threw you up the cage. So after that match with Edge, we did that funny thing where he went through the table, it was on fire. I walked out into the arena, the back, payphone, trying to look as nonchalant as possible, as much as you can, while smelling like burnt hair, charred flesh, blood. I said, hi, Colette. And she said, is Edge okay? Like, mate, I went through a table that was on fire. I'm Mick Foley. What do you mean, is Edge okay? That next day, when a wrestler approached me and admitted that he had walked into my pup tent and then walked immediately out, saw the process, I was in the middle of entering and walked out because he was, how many F-bombs have I used? 0? No? Can I use one up now? You guys wouldn't think less of me? Pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go for it, man. I'm gonna go for it. He walked out. First of all, let me preface this by giving you the name of the wrestler. It was Kane. He walked out because he was frightened. He was frightened. He said, what the hell were you listening to anyway? You were entering a trance. So I handed Kane the headphones to my beaten and battered yellow Sony Discman, a gift that my kids had outright refused. First day. Yeah, I know, man. We gotta go to school. We got reputations to uphold. We can't be seen with this. So I took it on the road to WrestleMania with me. I handed Kane that crappy yellow Sony Discman. He put on the headphones and he heard the following song.
When you gonna make up your mind? 'Cause things are gonna change so fast.
Kane slowly took off the headphones to my battered piece of crap yellow Sony Discman. He looked me directly in the eye. Actually looked down on me by about 5 inches. And he said, remind me never to fuck with you. So we walk in, it's like, oh my God, there's a live sex show going. This guy's making love to a woman doing it. Didn't even know that was legal in any country. He's doing it, and it was kind of fascinating. But even more fascinating was the fact that I looked down and I saw that the guy was wearing a knee brace. I said, oh my God, he's working hurt. I later went on to tell that story. I was like, guys, I saw the toughest SOB. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Stone Cold Steve Austin taking notes.
Just want to let you know that right now, I'm just checking it. Okay. I used to be in like the wrestling when I was younger. You know, I was like maybe early teens sort of thing. Maybe just before that. Was it before? I think it was before that. Yeah. I was into wrestling then. Because back then, like most of the kids, I thought it was real. You know? Like, oh, that was amazing, you know, it looks so good. Now I know it's not real. Now I know it's all fake.
Just SOB. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Stone Cold Steve Austin taking notes. I said to young Rocky Ryan, look at that guy's knee brace. He looked at the knee brace. He said to Alex Porto, oh my God, look at that guy's knee brace. He looked directly at the knee brace. I said to the other guy, Al Snow, I said, Al, look at the knee brace. He went. I said, Al, look at the guy's knee brace. He went. Al, look at the guy's knee brace. His eyes were fixated on that cock. Accompanied by absolutely beautiful, vivacious TNA knockout, Velvet Sky. Oh, yeah. And the bitch is loose. Gorgeous, right? So when she hugged me, it felt kind of, sort of good. And then Bubba Ray said 2 words. Changed my life. He said, motorboat. Bubba said, what? And I said, what? And then he simultaneously channeled the spirits of Vince McMahon and The Undertaker. And he said, motorboat him. And he wouldn't take no for an answer. Actually, I'm not sure. I never actually said no. Just got that word caught in the back of my throat. And all of a sudden, boobs were upon me, striking me repeatedly on both sides of the face. Ironically, it reminded me of my matches with the behemoth known as Vader.
What?
I'm not even talking about the Vader who was in the ring when my ear got ripped off in 90s 4 Vader. I'm talking about early 90s Vader. The guy whose name would go up on a chalkboard at Center Stage Theater in Atlanta, Georgia. And then his opponents for the night would see their name squared off against his, at which point they would officially retire from the wrestling business. I didn't actually line up. The scariest part of that match. The scariest part of the match is not being thrown off the cell or even going through it, being knocked unconscious. The scariest part of the match is where I try to regain my footing to continue the match and can't do it. I fall down like a baby foal. At which point you could see The Undertaker starting to panic, and he looks down and he leans down. Again, please, if you have any respect for me, where that happens in Oz stays in Oz. He leans down and he says to me, "Did it hurt?" When I threw you off the side. No, that's not actually what he said. What he did is very simple, 2 words, profound words. 2 words. He leaned down and he said, "Go home." Those uninitiated, he didn't mean like catch a flight and go back to Long Island. Wrestling speak, that meant this match is over. Despite the fact that I was just leaving this cloud of unconsciousness, I remember like feeling emboldened and being pissed off and thinking to myself, listen here, you son of a bitch. I don't care who you are or what you've done. I don't care what your streaky WrestleMania is. No one tells me when it's time to go home. If anything, I'll be the one who tells you when it's time to go home. I swear to each and every one of you, that's exactly what I was thinking. What I actually said was more along the line. Then only a minute later, I found a way to buy myself some time, and there's that iconic photo of me sitting against the bottom rope as JR was. Look at him! Good God, he's smiling! I had something in my nose. Wrestling fan? My tooth was wedged in my nose. Truth is, I wasn't smiling. Truth is, even though I was just leaving that fog of unconsciousness, I had the presence of mind to realize I had a gaping wound underneath my lip. And I just thought, you know, if I can find a way to take my tongue, stick it through that gaping wound, and wriggle it. He goes, he starts rumbling, he goes, "I want to know who put fucking cookies in my fucking bag! Tell me right now who put fucking cookies in my fucking bag! Tell me now who put fucking cookies!"
What the hell is going on? See what I mean? You're losing context, and you have no idea what the hell's going on half the time. At least that's me, anyway. I don't know. I like it though, it's funny.
He goes, he starts rumbling, he goes, "I want to know who put fucking cookies in my fucking bag! Tell me right now who put fucking cookies in my fucking bag! Tell me now who put fucking cookies in my fucking bag!"
What?
I gave myself away with the rapid in and out sounds of laughter going. At which point he went, You put fucking cookies in my fucking bag! You put fucking cookies in my fucking bag! Sorry. You put fucking cookies in my fucking bag. That's really big, I'm sorry about that.
No.
And then he gathered up as many of the delicious homemade chocolate morsels he could. I could feel him gathering the cookies in his arms. Descended upon me, threw back my sheet, threw as many of the chocolate chip delicious. There like a loogie hanging off. Like I'm working corn on one side of the
That genuinely wasn't supposed to happen. I even, like, under the light, saw the fucking trailer.
Oh, gosh, man. My time out, let's cut off. Let me have that time. You put fucking cookies in my fucking bag! You put fucking cookies! How do you like it when someone puts fucking cookies in your fucking bag? I thought at the time the question was merely rhetorical. He actually gave me a chance to answer it. So I paused for a moment. I said, you know, DDP, it's not so much the cookies I mind as it is your naked ass rubbing all over me. Like an Australian rules football player.
Oh no.
Daddy! Simon song. It went. It went. Do I have to fucking rock bottom? They're going with it. It's working, man. Just give it time. It went. Music. It went. You're leaving me hanging, you bastard. Vagina went. It went. We gotta run it on. Hit the Simon music. We got it a third time. Come on, we got it. We're gonna make history. I'm not leaving a failure, man.
That's the end of the video. Very hard to hear what they were saying sometimes for me. But it wasn't an accent thing. It was more of just the speaker. Oh, sorry, the microphone of the camera. So, yeah, I liked it. It was a lot of fun. I know this is taking a long time to get to you, and I'm sorry it took so long. Oh. Until next time, I am out of here.